Oh, we are live! How are we, lads? Come on, the footy! The footy's back! Guys, subscribe to the channel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah! The Cowboys win it! Woo! Alright, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm Nick from Australia. Welcome to another Rugby League Q&A, episode number 9 for these nice, good old Monday night Q&As. Hope you guys are all doing well on this Monday night, 7:38 p.m. here in New South Wales. Hope everyone's doing well. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you go ahead and like this live stream. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here as well. It's much appreciated. And yeah, a little Q&A for your Monday night. Nothing better to do. Great round of footy. Round 1 was great. Round 2 was even better. Round 3 is going to have a lot of fireworks. So looking forward to round 3 this weekend. But this is the Nick from Australia Rugby League Q&A. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the live chat and I'll put them up on the screen and I will answer them as best as possible. So fire away, lads. I'm just going to enjoy this nice glass of Coke. Always hits the spot. Righto. Shout out to the live chat. I see we've got about 10 people here at the moment. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. Hope everyone's doing well. All right, we've got some questions coming in now. Let's just get into them. And we got the first one here, which is from Faraz Alam. Shout out to Faraz. I seen him on Matty John's show there where he was getting a photo. I believe it was with Payne Haas from memory. So shout out to Faraz. He says, will Souths crack that top 4 still? No, they won't. I said at the start of the year that their first couple of games, so the first 4 rounds, they're going to really struggle, playing a lot of big teams early on. The game against the Broncos was winnable for them. The one against Melbourne was not winnable, but they almost got it done. And obviously they play the Roosters and the Panthers the next 2 weeks, so a couple of big games there. So I still believe they will play finals footy, but it's going to take a little bit of time for them to gel as a team and a collective unit. So I still reckon they'll be around that 6 to 9 mark on the ladder, but I don't reckon I'll make the top 4. I don't have Souths in my top 4. All right. Question here from Josh Crampton. Thoughts on the night so far? Yeah, look, Newcastle have been a very surprising team the first couple of rounds. I'm liking their halves. I think Adam Clune's been a nice addition. Jake Clifford's playing really well. Obviously, no Kalen Ponga yesterday in their win over the Tigers, but as a unit, they're improving. Obviously, the last 2 years they finished 7th on the ladder and they played finals footy and they went out the first round in both occasions. I had Newcastle coming about 15th or something in the bottom 4 somewhere, and they have done well so far. Obviously, I'm not going to fall in love with them too much just because they've won the first 2 games, but they have started off the season very well. So fair play to the Newcastle Knights. A good start to the season. Pete Veretto, which team has surprised you the most this season? Oh, look, it's hard to say. Like I just said about the Newcastle Knights first 2 rounds. Newcastle have been a little bit surprising. I think the Broncos have been a surprise. I didn't think they would win their first 2 rounds. I thought they would lose to Souths and beat the Dogs, but they won their first 2 games on the back of real hard defense, and you can see that they have definitely improved as a club. And so I think the Broncos have been a surprise, along with the Newcastle Knights in the opening 2 rounds. Faraz got another question. Matt Frawley is halfback, mate. If you go back and watch that Cowboys and Raiders game on Saturday night, Matt Frawley was absolutely woeful. He was a shocker. So Yeah, not really impressed with Matt Frawley at all so far. Bosky, thoughts on your Cowboys so far? Nick, look, I think the Cowboys have probably done about what majority have expected. The game against the Bulldogs in round one was a real 50-50 game. It could have went either way. Obviously, the Dogs got the better end of the Cowboys on that night. And the other night against the Raiders, I'd say about 80% of tipsters and experts tipped Canberra. Barely anyone tipped the Cowboys the other night, and they're at home, second home game to start the season, and they played a real defensive mentality. And then once they frustrated Canberra enough, they started playing some attacking football, and they really opened the Raiders up. So I think the Cowboys have been okay to start the year. I think they're actually playing a bit better than what everyone thought. Everyone thought the Cowboys would be bottom four, wooden spoon basket case, but they've been very good so far to start the year. So good on the Cows. Good on them. All right. Interrupted by my bloody cousin. You'll love to see it. What do we got here? Question. What's this one for us? Yes, I've seen you in that, bro. I did see your Instagram story. I did check that out. That was pretty funny. What other questions we got here? Ark. Hang on, far out. So many questions coming through. Dogs barking in the background. Wish I would shut up. Shut up. All right. Question from Ark. Will Newcastle have a chance of playing finals after the first two rounds? I don't reckon they will play finals. Like, I don't want to get too high on them too early on, but they have been really impressive the first two rounds. So good on Newcastle. Very good start to the year for them. Bosky, how should Parramatta fix their defence? Pretty bad so far. Oh, yeah. Newcastle's defence on that right-hand side with Mitchell Moses. Oh, man. They've got to work that side out defensively. They're really struggling early on the Knights. The Eels, sorry. But, again, Parramatta have done what I thought they would do the first two rounds. I said they'd beat the Titans, which they did, and they lost to the Sharks, which I predicted. So they've done my expectations so far. I'm looking forward to see how they go against Melbourne this weekend. That'll be a good chance for the Eels to see where they're at as a club. Pete Veretto, are the Cowboys a better side than last year? Well, I think they are. But again, only 2 rounds in, it's really hard to say. But from what I've seen from them, defensively, they are a much better team than what they have produced. Josh Crampton, I think there's halves. I think the halves are the best in the comp the first 2 weeks. Are you talking about the Newcastle Knights, Josh? Because if you are, I think you're probably on the ball on that one. You're probably on the money. Player of the round, Nick. I think Jake Clifford was player of the round. Luke Mama says he reckons Cowboys can make the 8. Well, I hope so. I bloody hope so. For my sake, anyway. Probably ran up. Hey, bro, do you think Dragons win at home if they play the way they did against Penrith, but with less errors? Yeah, possibly. Good game against the Sharks this weekend. That'd be a real good test for the Dragons. I'm not sure if they can win, but big, massive game against the Sharks this weekend. Massive game. My cousin's just decided to interrupt me once again. What's up? Nothing. Bored?
Yeah.
Oh, he's in here because he's bored. Fair enough. Josh Crampton says, I think Canberra are on a massive slide. Oh, yeah. If you watched my predictions video, I predicted Canberra to come, I think, 13th or 12th. I reckon they're in for a really long season this year. And what I saw the other night, especially without an organising halfback, they're going to struggle this year, the Raiders. I can't see them playing finals at all. I really can't. All right. Minty Rabbitoh. Who do you think will be the 4 new women's teams coming into 2023? Haven't really took much note of this, but I did hear I think the Cowboys are getting a team. The Warriors are reapplying. Besides those 2, I have no idea, bro. I couldn't tell you. Robert Randolph says, hey, Nick's cousin. That's funny. That's really funny. Which team was the most disappointing in round 2? I would say Manly, and I would say Canberra. They were both shocking on the weekend. Could the Dogs beat Manly this weekend? Big ask. Really big ask. I'm not sure, bro. They've got a lot of things to work on, the Dogs. I don't know if they have enough points in them. I think Turbo will be out for blood this weekend, so it's possible. Definitely not impossible, but big ask. Hey, Nick, could you see the Knights might have a chance to win against the Panthers? I think they could win. Penrith have got no Cleary. They've got no Brian To'o, no James Fisher-Harris. They've got a few out, the Panthers. So if there's a time to play Penrith, it's this weekend when they've got a few players out. So definitely a possibility of happening. How have you rated Clune and Clifford so far? Well, I've just answered that basically before, but they have been very good to start the year, and we'll see if they can keep it up. What do Souths need to do to beat the Bruises? Well, I think Souths need to try and play some bloody attacking football. Don't save it for the last 10 minutes. Go out there in the first 10, 20 minutes or so and just try and play some footy. Try and get some ball to Walker and Latrell. They bombed so many tries on that left side against Melbourne last weekend. It was ridiculous. I reckon Souths would have scored about 5 or 6 tries there if they had executed their plays. So I think Souths need to play some attacking footy early and really rip into the Roosters. I think that's a massive game on Friday night. Obviously, the biggest rivalry, and I think it's the biggest game of the round, especially for Souths. They've won a game, so big game Friday night. Rabbitohs and Roosters. Souths can win. Could the Roosters beat Rabbitohs this weekend? Yeah, I think they could. Don't see why not. Roosters have been better the first 2 rounds. Falls on Josh Hodgson ruled out this year, and Raiders fans would be pretty sad. Yeah, look, if you're a Canberra fan, you would be upset. Josh Hodgson's been a very loyal servant of the club for quite some time now. Obviously, he's going to Parramatta next season, and he just did his ACL. So Parramatta fans would be a little bit nervous now that Josh Hodgson's going there, very underdone. So pretty sad for Canberra to lose Hodgson, and Hodgson doesn't get the farewell that he deserved. And Parramatta, well, they're getting a bloke coming off an ACL at age 34. So massive blow for Parramatta going into next season too. What's up, Nick? Best match of round 2? I think Parramatta versus Cronulla by far. That was a cracker on the weekend. Sharks winning in the dying seconds. Matt Moylan, ball to Teague Wilton. Wilton scores with about 45 seconds to go. Nico Hines kicked to win the game after the siren's gone. The Prime Minister was there going berserk. The whole Sharks supporters were going mad. Toby Rudolph was in the crowd with the fans going nuts. It was a fantastic thing to see. I love seeing that on Saturday night. Hopefully we'll see more of it. You love to see it. When teams win in the final minute of the game or on full time, you want to see them go berserk and just interact with the crowd and go mad. It's amazing to see. Josh Cranton says, I think Manly will finish in the bottom 4 this year. Big call. I don't see that happening. I think Manly will still be in the top 8 somewhere. I think I had them about 4th at the start of the year for my predictions. I still reckon they're a top 8 side. They have played Penrith, who are the premiers and the favourites to go back to back. And then the Roosters, on the other hand, who are a top 4 team. Everyone reckons they're going to be in the grand final or thereabouts at the end of the year. So Manly have had a draw from hell, a bit like the Bunnies. So don't write off Manly yet. I reckon they'll be fine, man. Manly will still be fine. They've played 2 of the heavyweights. This weekend they played a team that's trying to improve. So Manly will be fine for me. All right. Josh Plays Cricket says, I think Cowboys could win against the Broncos this week. Well, I hope so, and I think they can as well. I'm hoping to get up there on Sunday afternoon. I could be attending the Cowboys versus Broncos game this weekend. I am going to do everything in my power to get up there. I would like to go. Broncos, Cowboys, Sunday afternoon, Suncorp Stadium. Massive crowd expected. I still haven't got tickets. I need to get tickets. Hopefully tomorrow I can get some. But, yeah, I reckon the Cowboys can win. Broncos have been good the first 2 rounds. Cowboys, good defensively round 1, bad attacking wise. Round 2, great defensively, good attacking wise as well. So, Broncos and Cowboys on Sunday. It's a big game. I cannot wait for it. Should be a cracker. Hopefully I'm there live. It would be unbelievable. And there will be a vlog if I go, as always. So, should be good. Hello, Daniel Smith. Hope you're doing well, mate. Just plays cricket. What do you say the Rabbitohs finishing? Well, I just answered it before, didn't I? I think South will still be around that 6 to 8 position. I reckon they'll be fine. They have had a tough draw as well. They did play the Broncos, which was a winnable game, but they didn't really get that game right. And Melbourne, dreadful for 70 minutes, and then they came good and got it to go on point, and they just fell short. So South will be fine for me, man. Big game against the Roosters this weekend, but I still reckon they'll play finals. I really do. All right, here's another question. All right, from Ark. Do you think Para will beat Melbourne this weekend if they beat them twice last year and ended their winning streak? Well, Melbourne haven't lost to a team 3 times in a row for a very, very long time. So Parramatta have really got it again. Parramatta have got a really tough game this weekend. If Parramatta can do what they did last year against Melbourne, that might be a chance. But it'll be a big game on Saturday night, man. Storm, Eels, Amy Park, arguably one of the best games of the round. I just don't know if Parramatta have enough grit to get the job done. It's going to be a big game. I'll give Parramatta a chance, but big game against the Storm this weekend. And the Storm, don't forget when you beat them back-to-back times. It rarely happens, and Melbourne will be up for it this weekend. It'll be a big game. I'm looking forward to it. Hello, National Sports Side. I hope you're well. Can Queensland win without Christian Welch in the side? Massive loss for the Storm and Queensland this year. No doubt about it. I think Queensland still can win, obviously. It's Queensland, Origin, different game. Very difficult. It's Origin. You don't really know what's going to happen in Origin. Anyone can get injured at any time before Origin and during Origin. So, massive blow, obviously losing Christian Welch, but they'll find someone coming through and they'll throw them in, and I'm sure they'll do a job. But it is a massive blow. Daniel Smith, What's your opinion on Aaron Woods? I think Aaron Woods is a very fine, experienced front rower, does a job. Everyone memes him and takes a piss out of him all the time. But look, Aaron Woods is a very good professional rugby league player. He plays for the Dragons now. In round 1, he played really well until he got injured, obviously with a hamstring. He'll be back. He'll be fine and ready to go. I think Aaron Woods, everyone talks shit about him, but ever since the game brought in the 6 again rule and the faster ruck, I reckon Aaron Woods has actually been pretty good with the new game. Well, not the new game, but with the way the game's changed a little bit in the ruck, especially with the 6 again and stuff. Aaron Woods has really improved his game on that. So I think Aaron Woods is a very solid, experienced front rower. All right. Luke, Melbourne Storm fan. What do you think about Xavier Coates so far at Melbourne? Yeah, I think he's done well. Obviously, still adjusting. He played left side in round 1 against the Tigers. He played right wing against the Rabbitohs. So he's played left side and right side the first 2 rounds. He played really well against South Sea overnight. I thought he was outstanding on Thursday night. I think he's a really good player. Yeah, no, he's been fine, man. I don't have any issues with Xavier Coates so far. He's done well. Scored a try in his first 2 games at Melbourne as well. He's been good. No problem. Bandit, who do you think will retire this year? Oh, that's a really tough question, and I don't really want to answer it because it's sort of a negative question because I don't want to see anybody retire, really, because everyone who plays in the NRL, I don't want them to retire because they're all bloody good players. But who do I see retiring this year? I've got a really, really massive concern about Jared Croker not getting picked at the Raiders, not getting much of a go at the moment. The game seemed to get away from Jared Croker a little bit. I can see Jared Croker retiring this year. I bloody hope not. But if I had to name one, I think Croker would be the one that concerns me a bit. Although, on that, if I was Jared Croker, I would take a bit of a pay cut and I would go over to the Super League for a couple of years and finish off over there. So I think Jared Croker, his best bet now is probably go over to the Super League and prove to Ricky Stewart and say, hey, you shouldn't have dropped me. You should have kept me. Blah, blah, blah. All that stuff. Should have just, I reckon Croker should go over to the Super League for a couple of years. That's what I reckon anyway. Damien from Newcastle. Also, I want to give a shout out to Damien from Newcastle as well. He's I saw him on the TV the other day where they were doing an ad on Channel 9 for the Knights and Tigers, and Damien from Newcastle was there with the big flag. And so shout out to Damien from Newcastle. He asks, what did you think of the Knights win yesterday against the West Tigers? Mate, honestly, Newcastle have been very good the first 2 rounds. I've been really impressed with them. I'm not going to fall in love with them straight away because it's only the first 2 rounds, but they have been very good. Big challenge against Penrith this weekend. That'll really test to see where they're at. So they've been very good, and their win yesterday against the Tigers was very good. Tigers was shithouse though, but you can only play what's in front of you. Newcastle looking good to start the season off. Ark, you think Latrell will play a full season or get suspended again? I hope he plays a full season, but it's up to Latrell if he can keep his anger away, because there are times where he does get angry and he does sort of lose it. Grabs players by the jersey and throws them down and puts elbows, and he does do a couple of dumb things here and there. But if he can keep that frustration when they're losing a game 18-16 with 10 seconds to go in him, that would be good for him. And I hope he plays the rest of the season. I don't want him suspended. I think he's a phenomenal athlete. I really do. Do you think the Tigers will be wooden spooners this year after that performance? Well, if they don't improve, they will be. Look, I've been saying it for weeks. I've been saying it all preseason. Luke Brooks has got to go, and Jackson Hastings needs to be the main man in charge of that team. If he isn't, then they're going to struggle, because Jackson Hastings as a second fiddle is not going to do anything for the Tigers. So Luke Brooks has got to go, and Madge is under a lot of pressure once again. How is your Supercoach and fantasy going at the moment? It's going okay, bro. Not too bad. It's tough to pick who'll win the spoon. Every team looks fine. Yeah, I mean, Tigers are probably the worst out of the first couple of rounds, but yeah, it's hard to pick a wooden spoon at the moment. I think Warriors at the start of the year, they're 0-2, but they're playing better than what wooden spoon looks like anyway, for me anyway, so hard to say. Bandit. Okay, I see if Wade Graham has another concussion, I think he will retire. Yeah, Wade Graham's another one. That is a little bit of a concern. There's a fucking fly here getting in my way. Fuck off. Wade Graham, definitely a worry. I think Wade Graham's a quality player. He's had an incredible career. Wade Graham, Jared Kroger, they're probably the two players that come to mind for retirement, which I bloody hope not, but we'll soon find out. CJ, he asked, do you give Knights any chance against Penrith with players Bam's got out? Yeah, I do. I reckon they are a chance. I don't see why not. Hey, mate, how do you think the Cowboys will go against the Broncos? Shout out to Ali. Hope you're doing well, mate, and go the Eels this weekend, mate. Tough game for you. I am planning to be at that game. I'm hoping to be at Suncorp for Broncos and Cowboys on Sunday. I won't know until tomorrow afternoon if I'm going or not. I should have a decision by tomorrow night. I'll do my tipping video at 7:30 live tomorrow night, and I'll let you guys know by then if I'm going to the game or not. I should know by then, but I think the Cowboys are a chance, and I think it will be a massive game on Sunday afternoon, as it always is, between Broncos and the Cowboys. Do you think Dearden will be a player to watch this year after 2 performances so far? Well, he's been very good, Tom Dearden. I'm not going to give him a big rap, but the first 2 rounds, he has been probably a 7 out of 10 and an 8 out of 10 the first 2 rounds. He's been very good. But the thing is, consistency is key. He's only a young player. He's only going to get better. Jonathan Thurston is mentoring him. Chad Townsend is helping him as well. So he's got 2 great minds of the game right there. He's obviously got JT, best halfback I've ever seen. Chad Townsend, experienced halfback, who's won a comp at the Sharks a couple of years ago. So Tom Dearden's only going to get better. So I think he will get better. And you know what? I think he is a 5'8". I think his running game is his game. I don't think he's an organising halfback. I think he's a running 6 for me. So Dearden's been good, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he goes for the rest of the season. I really am. Josh says, I think Tigers will get the spoon this year 100%. They are awful. They haven't been good. Farrar says, is Rugby League Guru soft on bloke in a bar? I don't think so, man. I think Rugby League Guru puts out some incredible content. I think he does a really good job on Bloke in a Bar. Obviously, being on Bloke in a Bar would be a massive honour and a privilege. But I do like Rugby League Guru. I think he does some good stuff. And is he soft? I don't think so. I think he's just doing I think he's just saying what he believes, and he has his own opinions, just like me, you, and I, and some guy named Bill down the road. Everyone's got their own opinion on stuff. So I like Rugby League Guru, man. I think he does the job well. Thoughts on Ash Taylor's making his debut? You know what? I was at the game on Saturday for Titans and Warriors, and someone told me Ash Taylor had 11 missed tackles. And when I was at the game live, I didn't realize that. You know what? I'm going to say this, and I never ever say this. I honestly thought Ash Taylor on the weekend against the Titans, I thought he was actually quite decent. I don't think he was good. I don't think he was great. I don't think he did anything unbelievable. I don't think he was the worst player on the field either. I thought for a first game at the Warriors, playing against the Titans. I thought he did a reasonable job, and I don't usually bash. Like, I always bash Ash Taylor. Like, I've always given him shit, but I honestly thought he was okay on the weekend. I thought he was like a 5 out of 10. Thought he was all right. So we'll see how he goes against the Tigers this weekend if he gets picked. But thought he was okay on the weekend. I really did. Bandit, can you give my friend... Oh, yeah, shout out to your friend, Bandit. I don't know who your friend is, but shout out to him. AJ Brimson, what a return to first grade footy. What'd you think? Mate, I wasn't really keen on Brimson at 5'8" in the off-season, and what I saw on Saturday, I thought he was one of the best players on the field. I thought he was outstanding. I thought he was really good at 5'8" for the Titans against the Warriors. Played really well. I think he'll get better. So, good on him. I thought he was really well. I thought he played really well. Metallic Panther, hello, mate. We've got Simon in the chat. Shout out to Simon. Hope you're doing well, brother. Thoughts on Wagga Blake on the wing? Oh, I don't like it at all. I don't like it. Put him in the fucking centres. But Obachek was there. Obachek's not a fucking good player, man. Wagga Blake needs to be in the centres. He's not a winger, bro. Good player, but not a winger. He's a centre at best. Ockenball needs to go. And what do you think of his defence? Hang on. Ockenball needs to go. What did you think of his defence? Is poor and Herbie legit outdid him yesterday. Well, Ockenball has always been a very up and down player. Has a lot of up and down things, but look, obviously the try that Herbie scored and the so-called obstruction Trent Barrett was upset about. I can see where Trent Barrett's coming from, but look, was the Bulldogs' defense really going to get there? Probably not. It was a weird call. I mean, I think it was a try watching it live. There are a couple of parts of that clip where you could say it was obstruction, but I'm the sort of bloke where you have a look at the bunker twice, make a decision, move on. There wasn't much in it. Who's been the best Cowboys player so far this year? I think it's been Tom Dearden and Tom Gilbert. Which game are you looking forward to so far in round 3? Well, obviously Broncos and Cowboys because I could be attending it. I think Sharks and Dragons Thursday night's going to be a fucking beautiful game. Looking forward to that derby. Roosters, Souths, Bronx, Cows. I'll tell you what's another game to really look forward to this weekend. I'm telling you right now, fellas, Raiders and Titans in Canberra could be a decent game if the Raiders show up. Could be an interesting game, that one, but there's a lot of games this weekend that are very hard to pick. For us as well, that's a massive rep since it's coming from you, for Taylor. Yeah, I'm just calling it how I say it, brother. Round 2 is showing us how I'm in this contest. Oh, yeah, the competition is very wide open. Anything can happen. Do you reckon the Knights winning the first 2 games was a bit of a fluke, or do you reckon the Knights will keep playing like? I think Knights have been pretty good. I wouldn't say they've had a fluke. They beat the Roosters comprehensively. They beat the Tigers comprehensively. They played Penrith this weekend at Bathurst. This weekend, we will learn a lot about the Knights. I'm telling you. Jared, Ash Taylor or Luke Brooks, who would you rather have? I'll tell you what. The first 2 rounds, I would rather have Ash Taylor. And I'm not even joking. Broncos v Bulldogs last year was one of the worst games I've seen yesterday. It was one of the better Broncos Bulldogs games I've seen in a while. Yeah, it wasn't a bad game. There were a lot of errors on both teams, so obviously the quality wasn't the best. Being live at the game, it's a different atmosphere to what you watch on TV, obviously. But if you were at the game, you'd probably give it like a 7 or 8 out of 10. If you watched it at home on Fox, you'd probably give it a 5 or 6. It was a decent game. Good games. Yes, there are some good games this weekend. Fulton Adam Reynolds' debut for the Broncos. How much did you rate him out of 10? Well, I thought Reynolds defensively really struggled. His kicking game was good. His goal kicking was solid. I thought his leadership was quite good as well. I'd probably give Reynolds a 6 out of 10 from his Broncos debut. I thought he was decent. I was getting his 100 try. That was good. Yeah, I did say that. That was Albert Kelly. Very nice kick. Yeah, fair enough for us. Fair enough. Peripi. Thoughts on Jackson Paulo in the centres? Don't like it. Tane Milne's got to be playing centre this weekend. Paulo might get dropped. Herbie finally getting the talk he deserves. Well, I was this close to giving Herbie Farnworth player of the round. I reckon if he isn't player of the round, he's easily second or third for me. I thought he was outstanding against the Dogs. He changed the game for the Broncos. If Herbie Farnworth did not do that one-on-one strip and the Broncos didn't score that try, dare I say the Bulldogs probably win. So Herbie Farnworth, really good player. Underrated as hell too. Who do you think will win the NRRL comp this year, mate? Oh, I was waiting for this question to come in. Look, it's hard for me to say because I don't even know who's in what teams in the NRRL. I do enjoy watching the NRRL. Yeah, look, Ballina is always one of the teams to beat. I'd probably have to say Ballina would be up there. Coogins usually pretty good, I believe. So I'd probably say Ballina at the moment. I'm not sure if Todd Cunningham is still playing for Byron. I wouldn't mind seeing Byron go well. But I'll say Ballina at the moment, but I could be wrong. Ballina is always one of the top teams. I'll say Ballina. Can the Rabbitohs bounce back this week? Yeah, they can. They play the Roosters. Of course they can bounce back. But the question is, will they? We'll find out Friday night, and I'll give you my tip tomorrow night in the live tipping video, which will be 7:30 p.m. tomorrow night, lads. But they can bounce back for sure. Do you reckon Tommy Turbo will bounce back against the Dogs? Yes, I do. Is Turbo still the best fullback? Based off the first 2 rounds, I'd say no. I think Pappenhausen and Tedesco have probably been the best 2. Turbo's still there, but you know, it's between Pappenhausen, Tedesco, and Turbo for me. I missed the stream. Looking forward to Latrell versus Roosters. Yeah, that'd be a good one. I wouldn't mind dropping Jackson Paulo for Mansour. Well, I think Tynane Milne will play left centre. Campbell Grant. So I think South Sydney's backline this weekend will be fullback Latrell, on the wings Alex Johnson, Josh Mansour, centres Tynane Milne, and Campbell Graham. If not, Paulo maybe stays on the wing for Mansour. But yeah, look, Jackson Paulo, in my opinion, he's a really good young player. I do like him, but he needs to be dropped for a week or 2. He just needs to try and get some confidence back. Who wins this week, Broncos or Cowboys? Well, obviously, I'm tipping the Cowboys, and I might be going to it. I'm aiming to get to it, so I'm tipping the Cows. Best centre in the comp at the moment? Wow, that's a good question. Joseph Manu is up there. Just Olam's been quiet. I'm just saying, Olam has been a little bit quiet. He hasn't been great the first 2 rounds. He's been solid. I'd say the best centre in the game right now is probably Gagai, maybe Dan Gagai, maybe Joseph Manu. I'd say it's between those 2. They've been very good the first 2 rounds. Can the Broncos win the next 2 games? Maybe. I don't see why not. Parramatta robbed? No. If anyone out there reckons Parramatta were robbed against Cronulla, I want you to go to your local Woolworths or Coles or Aldi or IGA, and I want you to walk in there, and I want you to walk in there with a very big smile on your face, and I want you to go buy some tissues. Cry me a river. Parramatta lost that game for themselves against Cronulla. They blew it. Bulldogs top 8. I don't think they will be top 8, but not impossible. Definitely a chance. Their next couple of games are massive. The Dogs have a draw from hell. The draw from hell starts this weekend for the Dogs. They have one of the toughest draws in the comp. Now, I'll tell you what the Bulldogs draw is. They're 1-1 to start the year. The Bulldogs draw the next 6 weeks. It's an absolute nightmare. They play Manly at Brookie, Melbourne and Melbourne, Penrith at Bankwest or CommBank, Souths on Good Friday, Broncos at Suncorp, Roosters at Stadium Australia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They got 6 extremely tough games. So good luck. Good luck, Dogs. Latrell better fullback or centre? I'll probably say centre. I think he was better at centre than fullback. That's just me. Because Latrell Mitchell was the best centre in the game, and then he moved to fullback. He's never been the best fullback in the game, so you'd have to say centre, really. Yeah, Eagles fans need to stop whinging. They were beaten fair and square by Cronulla. Cry me a river. They blew it for themselves. No way we got robbed. Cronulla won fair. Yeah, well said, Bosky. Well said. Olam would be missing Addo Carr at the moment. Yeah, I feel that as well, mate. Olam really is missing Addo Carr. He really is. It's just going to take time. Imagine Dogs didn't win last week. It could be 0-2 with that draw. Oh, mate, if the Bulldogs didn't beat the Cowboys in round 1, they could have been potentially 0-8 with the draw they have coming up. I'm not sure if the Bulldogs will win the next 6 games. Manly will be hard. Manly will be starving. First home game of the season. Melbourne's a nightmare. Penrith, good luck. Souths, that could be a game that could win. Broncos could win. Roosters, probably not. It's a really tough draw for the Dogs coming up. Really tough. I'll tip Dogs to make the 8 next year. I think the majority of the people will. Can the Roosters win the next 4 games? Well, what's the Roosters draw? Let me have a look. Roosters next 4 games. Rabbitohs, Cowboys, Broncos, Warriors. Possibly. There might be a loss in there. Maybe, but pretty good draw for the Roosters. Xavier Coates, yeah, he's been good. I would probably give him a 8 out of 10 the first 2 rounds. He's been very good. Haas is so consistent. It's good to see Brisbane improving because he's been carrying them for the last 2 years. Yeah, he has. And I think Payne Haas is arguably the best prop in the game. I think he is the best prop in the game. So, fuck, he's a freak, Payne Haas. What a player he is. Thing is, the Broncos clash is also at Suncorp where they haven't won since 2014 or 15. I think it's considered a tough one, depending on how the Broncos go. Yeah, the Dogs still have a tough draw against them. They really do. So, not sure how the Bulldogs will go. Munster's first game, what did you think of his performance? Yeah, I thought he was quiet. Didn't have the best game Munster on the weekend, but I wasn't expecting Munster to have the best game anyway. So, yeah, I thought he was fine. Can the Storm win the next 6 games? Well, let me have a look at the Melbourne Storm draw for you, Melbourne Storm fan. Well, they're 2-0 now. They got Para in round 3, Dogs round 4, round 5 Canberra, round 6 Cronulla, round 7. Mate, looking at this draw, Melbourne could be 9-0. They could be. Melbourne's first loss could be at Magic Round. The Sharks could push them to the end, but geez, Melbourne got a really good draw coming up. Best game you have ever been to? 2017, round 2, Broncos, Cowboys, Friday night, Suncorp Stadium. I was there live. It went to Golden Point, and the Cowboys won in Golden Point. I believe the scoreline was 21-20. It was at Suncorp. I think the Broncos won their round 1 game against Cronulla in 2017, and then I think they lost. We obviously beat them, and we beat Canberra the week before that, where Thurston kicked a field goal, hit the bottom of the crossbar, and Cooper scored. 2017, round 2, Friday night, Suncorp Stadium, Broncos, Cowboys. Look it up. If you haven't seen the highlights, you got to watch it. It's a cracking game. But that's the best game I've been to. Thoughts on Brian Tyler being out for 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah, big blow for Penrith, but I believe Taylor May will probably come in this weekend. So another good young player to keep an eye on. Remember 27 year betters in Golden Point. Oh, yeah, that's the one I went to. Yep, that's the one. Toto out will hurt Penrith. Oh, yeah, no doubt. No doubt. But no one Penrith. They bring another one through and they find a way to cover up players. They just find a way to get them all going. Roosters showed us what they really are versus Manly last week. Yeah, Roosters are going to be hard to beat this year. There's no doubt about it. The best coach of round 2? Oh, man. I reckon Craig Fitzgibbon was up there. Todd Payton was up there. Adam O'Brien was up there as well. So probably out of them 3. All right, a couple more questions before I wrap things up. Nick, I don't know why, but I have a feeling Newcastle will upset Penrith. Could happen. Could happen. Not going to say it will happen, but definitely a chance. Not going to rule them out. Good chance for Newcastle this weekend too. Barrett might be nervous next few weeks. Well, if they lose their next 6 with the draw they have, then it will definitely be nerve-wracking for the Dogs, and especially for Trent Barrett as well. But I think the Dogs will stick by Trent Barrett for a while. But anyway, guys, that's going to wrap things up for the Nick from Australia Rugby League Q&A, episode number 9. Hope you guys all enjoyed this little fun Q&A. Like I said, tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. will be my round 3 tips. Will be on the channel tomorrow night, live on YouTube. So tune in tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. New South Wales time, 6:30 in Queensland, 8:30 in the morning over there in the UK, wherever you're watching it. But anyway, guys, have a fantastic night, and I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, stay safe and have a good night.